is up, everybody? We are back here on another episode of the Legally Lifted podcast.
Oh, yeah.
This is a place where we discuss all of the happenings of the modern day world and
all types of shit.
Everything. Whatever we find interesting for the day, this is our open format podcast. So if you're joining us here, we greatly appreciate it. And
we encourage you to check out CBD Hemp Library.
Yep, hell yeah. If you found this before that, check out CBD Hemp Library, no doubt. So I guess we got a few topics on today's docket, and I think what are we starting with?
We're starting with how they're trying to hoe us out of our stocks.
Yeah, I mean that's
out of the people's stocks.
Yeah, I actually can't believe that we're living in one of the most historic times ever. And for those,
can't believe?
Yeah, no, I mean I can't believe that whoever came up with the GameStop scheme, it worked.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't believe that it's getting caught. I believe that it's rigged for sure.
Okay.
But it's never been so blatant.
Right.
You know, like, it's always been a well-known secret type thing. Like, everybody knows it's rigged, but it's not that obvious. Now everyone's like, oh, well, look, clearly it's rigged.
It shows you the fear they have now that so many people are getting into the stock market trading and how easy it is to get into it now. It used to be an elite thing that only a few people knew how to do. Now, if you have $50, you can play in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And for those who don't know, recently there has been a Reddit takeover of the Wall Street market, and through a company or through a Reddit, what do you call it? A Reddit blog?
Thread,
Reddit thread, Reddit thread. Called Wall Street Bets. They somehow took a stranglehold of Wall Street itself, which caused multiple billionaire hedge funds to have their shorted stocks skyrocket, so they were unable to successfully short those stocks, in turn losing, I think they estimated it at $70.8 billion.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's literally beautiful to see.
Yeah, and the controversy comes in when major trading platforms decided to halt trading on all of the
to try to give people a chance to catch up. Yeah, AMC.
It was to try to give the billion, because when you're only allowed to sell the stock, it can only go down, and they wouldn't let you buy it, but they'd let you sell it, which was it forced the stock to drop, which would have a chance for the billionaires to reach.
Today it rebounded.
Yeah, and
I was so happy.
Yeah, they fucked up. Once they let the cat out of the bag, there's gonna be no way to stop this train now. I think it's gonna, you just got to buy and hold and get one over on the billionaires, but. A $70.8 billion loss, or not even a loss, it's a redirection of wealth to the people.
It's beautiful to see, because at the end of the day, those billionaires are still billionaires.
Yeah, and I mean,
the people that were at the top of those hedge funds are still very rich individuals.
And if we're all playing a game and somebody figures out a way to win that game, you can't then go and change the rules. I mean, that's what they always do.
That's what they always do.
It's just never this blatant like they did now. You know, it's no wonder why. I mean, people have such little trust in the system, and finally, people are turning $50,000 into $5 million. And like, not so fast. You know, we can win, but when y'all win, it's a problem.
And now people on the opposite side of things are talking about we need more regulation with these things. Like, some of these people have never uttered the words more regulation in their entire life. And now they're like, man, these Reddit streams need to be regulated. Yep. And did you see that they were, like, shutting down the threads and stuff based off of, they were citing hate speech?
Yeah, that's the danger, bro. That was one of the fears I've always had with
They were citing hate speech.
Anything could be considered hate speech, so then they banned.
If you disagree with it, it could be hateful.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of the most historic moments in history, and if you haven't read up on it, we aren't experts. I would recommend doing your due diligence, because it could be the biggest downward transfer of wealth instantaneously in the history of at least the United States that I can remember.
And with the amount of currencies increasing, it's becoming easier and easier to accumulate that wealth, because it's just so many different currencies now that you can work with.
And this is the first time in my life I can remember a time in which everybody sees the joke that is the current financial climate and how the system has been created, and there's a viable alternative in things like cryptocurrency.
Right.
There's like, oh, wait, so if we just decided that Bitcoin was worth whatever we say it's worth, if let's say 0.1 Bitcoin equals 10 apples, then the grocery store starts accepting 0.1 Bitcoin. Isn't that the same thing as the dollar bill?
And soon they're about to.
Yeah. No, it's
and for
soon.
people, and this will really solve a lot of issues over in Europe.
Yeah.
Because they have all those, like the pound and the different, in the euro, and different countries want to use their own currencies and stuff like that. Bitcoin's international. We go from here to there and then the computer just does a transfer for you. You're good.
Yeah, I think recently on one of the blockchains, and we aren't financial experts, so we're not recommending you put your money anywhere. Just want to qualify these things, but I think they transferred, it was like $60 billion in 2 minutes. In a normal bank, that takes multiple weeks, sometimes even months. So if that's such a use case, you can transfer, and people compare it to digital gold. Like, let's say you have a lump sum of gold buried in your backyard somewhere. Mm-hmm. If shit really hit the fan, you got to go dig it up and carry it around with you. If you have Bitcoin, you just need a USB.
For sure.
Can have it everywhere with you. And so, I mean, the use case for it is through the roof, and it's getting more and more. Now that we see what a sham the financial market is, and people on Reddit can strategically take $70.5 billion from the hedge fund billionaires and then tried to have it stolen back, but I don't think they're winning. So,
hell no.
Shout out to Wall Street Bets, changing the entire world with one. I think it might have started as a troll. They might have been like, let's see how this works, and then it just went way better than they could have imagined. Geniuses behind the scenes, though.
Beautiful to see.
Beautiful. I mean, I can't believe they're trying to. I mean, I can believe they're trying to rig the system, but I mean, it's no wonder.
Bro, actually, this is off topic, but I started a new audiobook today by Malcolm Gladwell while I was riding my bike or whatever, and it's about strangers, and he does like research on strangers and reading people and things like that, and he goes through examples of history and stuff like that, and pretty much what he deduces from his book is no matter how highly trained you are, if you have to see like a certain amount of people or even a few people, like you can't actually read them. Like no matter how highly trained you are. Like he was showing the examples he gave were like, there were like a plethora of examples of it. And he showed like judges, high ranking like government officials that got duped in history, and then the amount of spies that were in the U.S. government during the Cold War. They said Cuba had 48 high ranking spies in the U.S. and they were all decorated.
Yeah, I bet it still goes on. I think they just
still goes on too.
They just caught a spy recently, I believe.
For sure. Yeah. But now it's a little bit harder to go from the background. Like you'd have to be a spy born here at this point. It'd be very difficult to be a defected spy and be able to come up with the fake information like they used to have. Back during Cold War, you could just
paperwork and shit.
Exactly, it's actual paperwork. Yeah. But that book was so interesting to me, bro. But just because like it's just talking about how strangers can't really be read and how sometimes your opinion of somebody before you met them is actually more accurate than your opinion of them once you meet them, because they can like change your mind. And he used Hitler in that example, is that people thought he was a horrible person, which they should have assumed, and they got in a room with him and he turns person after person after person to not think he was horrible. Because that's how skilled he was at talking.
Yeah, he's a master manipulator.
Yeah, but all right, back on the subject.
I mean, I hope this GameStop trend continues. It's one of the more interesting things that's ever happened, and I'm going to keep up with it. I'm interested in the whole future, what the future has to bring. Who knows with what the dollar is going to be looking like in the global market coming up here pretty soon. We're in sketchy waters, some would say.
Maybe. I think we'll be cool. I think it'll be fun to watch.
Hell yeah.
I think it'll be a better chance of being able to make money.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it depends. Depends on what happens. We have no idea. It could like crypto could just take over in like a year. You know, that where everybody's accepting it and it happens so much more rapid, and then there's this divide.
You still have money though.
Yeah. Yeah. It would just be $1,000 for a couple apples.
I don't think so. I think the percentage of Bitcoin would just be what you could have. I mean, obviously the $1 can't be 30-something K that Bitcoin's sitting at right now. Yeah. It would just be like you have 0.00000, and then you would still probably see it as US dollars. You'd just be backed by Bitcoin.
Yeah, maybe.
The familiarity like of Americans with the US dollar isn't going to go away anytime soon. So I just think that a lot of people will have Bitcoin in their account, but wherever they swipe it, like we've talked about before, we'll just swipe it as a US dollar.
Yeah.
Because that's just as good as getting rid of the US dollar. It's just a different name on it.
Yeah, I mean, we're living in crazy times. It just depends on what the what everything ends up being. I mean, who knows? With coronavirus still happening, who knows what the end of all of this is going to look like? Because who would have predicted a year ago that we'd still be in a year later, face masks on, coronavirus still alive and well?
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Hopefully it's all good.
And the craziest thing is that our next story is more crazy. than what we talked about this last time.
Yeah, so is this the Tesla?
We're talking about Nikola Tesla.
Okay, yeah.
And how Nikola Tesla may not be a human.
Yeah, in some recently declassified documents from the FBI, as crazy as everything I'm about to say sounds, it's 100% on an FBI document that was published.
You have a link?
Yeah, we could send the link on
Yeah, we're
FBI.
going to put the link below so you guys don't think that we're just capping. I mean, this is a story so unbelievable, and for a person that's so random, to be honest, like for us to be bringing up in the middle of an episode.
Absolutely.
It's like, I mean, we could be making it up, but you got it.
Yeah, so I mean, the story is that on June 14th, 1957, there was an FBI document known as the Interplanetary Sessions Newsletter. And in that letter, it states the following, and this is a direct quote. It says, the space people have visited the Tesla engineers many times and have told us that Tesla was a Venusian, which is a person from Venus.
The planet.
Yes, so it says, and have told us that Tesla was a Venusian, brought to this planet as a baby in 1856, and left with Mr. and Mrs. Tesla in a remote mountain province in what is now Yugoslavia. So, in this document, they say that they have confirmed and been in communication with aliens from Venus who have confirmed with them they have been giving Nikola Tesla information to expand his technologies. And in the document, it says that he's from Venus.
And how many inventions did you say he had?
It was something crazy. I was in a video breakdown. I wanted to say it was like, it averages out to be like
22 a day or
something
something.
like 20 a day.
Yeah,
inventions. Like in his prime, things that had never been seen before, like radio wave technology and things like that, like something that wasn't even considered until he became like a master inventor. So I mean, let me see here. So
there's something weird about all those master inventors back in the day, in my opinion, bro. Like the stuff they used to come up with the technology they had, and we talked about this. I think a lot of it has to do with no Netflix. No fun. Like they had no fun back then.
But I mean, it also makes me think if Elon Musk is an alien. He named his company Tesla, and I could see him being an alien.
I could see him being an alien. And his son's name is something crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
It's like a bunch of different letters and shit.
I think he had said that might have been a troll, but I remember that it was something like that, like exclamation point, backspace, enter.
But people like even like Ford and shit, or the people that made those cars, like somebody explains how a car works to me, and I'm like, so you're sitting here really, seriously, sober, telling me that somebody came up with this.
Yeah, it's like you turn an ignition, a little explosion goes off.
Three of them, like reaction. 3-cylinder explosions happen, and they go like this, and they move the wheels, and it all goes at one time, and it's all fueled by something we find in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean...
Now, you telling me some motherfucker thought of that? Shut up.
It seems to be that the FBI is releasing tons and tons of documents. Along this line, they've also released this. I think this might have been the CIA released some documents about, I want to say it was called like Project Starlight or something like that, and they essentially figured out how to separate the human consciousness from the human using a series of numeric pads and beeps and clicks.
So like Morse code, they can take your soul out?
Pretty much. They said that. They said in the study what they would do is they would have somebody leave the body and essentially walk down a hallway and describe what was happening in the other room. And it was accurate. And they got it like 10 times or something, that they were able to have somebody that they see sitting there go describe the activity that people are participating in the other room while still being there.
Shit.
Yeah. So, and I think it's all part of some coordinated effort and I think they released something like 37,000 pages. So nobody in their right mind is reading through all 37,000.
And that ancient science was like crazy, some of that stuff, bro. It's like, it makes you, honestly, in my opinion, even as, I'm a Christian myself, but as if somebody's looking in from not being a Christian, some of that stuff in the Bible could be explained by some wild shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's stuff that's just, we don't know about today. And it could be, and if we're talking about, we talked about this with like Native Americans and their rituals and stuff like that. And they were tapping into different frequencies because they had different things that were legal, different things. We were talking about they're trying to be their best selves.
Yeah, that's all they could be.
And so maybe they were tapping into some shit that today is frowned upon.
Yeah, 100%.
But they could do it all day, every single day. Like some of those hallucinogens and stuff like that. Like some of those natives were doing that shit all the time.
They're definitely on a different frequency level. And that's another thing that was actually discussed in one of the FBI documents. It was about how different frequencies allow you to be in different states of mind. They say like from age 0 to 1, you're at one frequency, and then age 2 to 7, you're at this, like, it's called like theta, I want to say. None of this is verified. You want to look at it. I read through the documents and watched some videos on it a couple times, but I'm not an expert. But they say from like 2 to 7, you're in a different brainwave. And then as an adult, you change into like 3 different brainwaves as you age. And you can
makes sense.
Yeah, and you can like revert yourself to the brainwaves of children through things like hypnosis, forced meditation, like where it's like, forced meditation is kind of an oxymoron, but taking time to force yourself to meditate, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Because I know everyone's like, but it takes years and years. So for some reason, the CIA and FBI is releasing all of these documents about aliens and all this shit. I think UFOs have come out recently too. And my biggest question in all of it is, because I don't trust anything the government says about anything ever, is it all just a big distraction for something else? Are they all just, they want us to be talking about aliens so then they can slide in the whatever it is they're planning?
Exactly. Like they wanted us to be talking about the stimulus check, not banning our cards.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm always skeptical because it seems to be that they're releasing a series of information. So according to the FBI, Nikola Tesla is an alien from Venus with whom they've been in contact with.
The highest percentage or the highest chance I think of why they'd be releasing this stuff, in my opinion, is that the real information got out somewhere else and they want to get ahead of it.
Possibly. Yeah, I mean,
like the real information is there.
I know there's some law that after 50 years it has to be released, but if it's something as sensitive as changing the entire fabric of society, I think they would just lie and say we don't have anything else.
Oh, I know they did a bunch of grimy shit in World War I and World War II that's just not highly publicized.
Yeah.
They had to. That's how you win wars. You don't just do it by nice shit.
Yeah, so I mean we have the biggest downward transfer of wealth in American history happening. Yeah. On another day, we have Nikola Tesla possibly being an alien from Venus, and confirmation with that from the FBI. Whether they were right or wrong, I have no idea. Maybe Tesla's an expert troll, and whoever they were talking to wasn't an alien from Venus, just the guy in the next room. Yeah, exactly. So who knows?
And actually inventing 22 things a day.
Yeah, so
like just going crazy. He just got super Adderall. He found like a core of super Adderall that just took his brain to another level.
I'm realizing what's happening. 2021 is looking at 2020 and saying, "Hold my beer."
Yeah,
you thought your year was fucked up.
I'm about to fuck your shit up.
Not only is Corona 2.0 dropping during my 2021, Nikola Tesla's an alien verified, biggest downward transfer of wealth in American history, all within not even a month.
Yeah.
2021, shout out to you, because holy shit, we're in for a ride.
Yeah, it'll be fun, though.
Hell yeah.
The next thing I really wanted to talk about was I wanted to really ask the people, anybody out there from Oklahoma,
yes,
please let us know what's happening out there, because we've been hearing that y'all's cannabis market is fucking crazy.
Yes.
And we are very intrigued by what's going on out there. We want to visit. We want to film some stuff. We want to work with people in Oklahoma. So if you're in Oklahoma, please reach out to us because we'd love to work with y'all.
Absolutely. I've heard that Oklahoma right now is the wild Midwest of cannabis and
wild kind of west.
Yeah, and it's the cannabis capital of the world is actually what somebody has told me that's what it is right now for some reason. And we've kind of come up with the conclusion that it seems to be one of the least regulated states. And I believe it's still only medical, or is it recreational?
I think it's recreational as well, too.
Okay. So, because I couldn't find much about the recreational scene. I mean, yeah, just quickly see what the situation is. All I know is it has the easiest barrier to entry and least regulations in the market right now. So there's something like an excess of growers. And another positive outlook is they seem to also have said, if you're allowed to smoke cigarettes at any venue, you can also smoke cannabis. The smoking of cannabis falls under the same statutes that they have of cigarettes. So if
what happened? I'm so sorry.
If you're at a bar and you're allowed to smoke cigarettes, you can also be smoking cannabis.
In Oklahoma?
Yeah.
That's live as fuck.
Yeah, they made it that it's just another smokable product that falls.
Can you say no
cigarettes? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest, but I know that's I
think it's mostly medical, bro. I think it's mostly medical, but when you have medical states, as we've seen, like, it's so easy to get the card.
Yeah, because I saw there is which I would love to get in contact with this person. So if you stumble upon the video, I can't remember the name of the cafe, but there's a coffee shop that's attached by door or right next door.
1 in 13 adult Oklahomans has a patient card.
It's huge. So it's,
with no medical conditions required.
Yeah, so it's no regulation.
All you have to do is pay. Like that's literally all you have to do is pay to get a card, and you can go buy it.
So what I was saying was, there's this coffee shop that's owned by a medical
video
shop.
Call away. It's just, I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but it's just a video call to get your medical card.
Oklahoma seems like
that's live as fuck, bro.
So it seems to be the least regulated, and you're allowed to have smoke cafes.
Yeah,
they already exist out there, but you have to be medically licensed to smoke. Which, if it's that easy, the only requirement is you have to have a medical license, but you're allowed to smoke here. That's awesome.
Yeah, 56 per 100,000 residents dispensaries. So, like, imagine in Houston if it was like that. In Houston, because 100,000, there's 5 million people here. I can't do that math quickly in my head, but we would have over 500 of them.
Yeah, and they'd all probably be concentrated, like, in the loop. There'd probably be 1,000 on my way from your house to my house.
Dude, there'd be a ton.
Yeah, like every exit.
Think about that. 56 per every 100,000? Texas has 27 million people.
Yeah, that's
like there would be so many in the state.
Oklahoma seems to be where it's at.
Yeah.
I mean, having the illegal ability to open up a cannabis cafe in the United States, granted, while it's medical, but I'm sure they're benefiting hugely. I would have never in a million years considered moving to Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. Now I'm considering.
I could think about it.
Yeah, now
I could think about it.
Now it's somewhere I could be. I mean, I looked into it. I don't know too many cities out there. It's really Oklahoma City and what else? Tulsa. That's it, right? That's the only places where I guess you could say there's like downtown type of vibes.
Where? I'm
Tulsa
sorry.
and Oklahoma City.
That's the only thing. That's the only ones I know about. We're too old to go to college town.
I mean,
but I'm down to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma City. I'm trying to go out there. So anybody that has a shop out there, anybody with connections out there, please let us know because we're looking to go out to Oklahoma.
Yeah. We're trying to make our way over to the wild, wild Midwest of Oklahoma.
Hell yeah.
Get us some medical cannabis. And if it's medical, probably tax-free as well.
Place has over 30 different strains. I bet it's pretty nice, dude. 22,000 patient licenses approved so far. Like, they're doing it right.
Hell yeah.
Give it to the people.
Hell yeah.
It's what the people want.
And there's got to be a lot of people that are like us. Like, wait, so you mean I could have an Airbnb where people come and
I have a friend that lives in Oklahoma and
shit.
He likes it out there. He likes it a lot. I heard Oklahoma City is a nice place, actually. I haven't heard too much about Tulsa, but I've heard Oklahoma City specifically is nice.
That's actually what I've heard as well. I heard it's kind of like a little tech hub out there. So maybe we'll maneuver our way out there. I know we're going to take a vacation out there soon. So if y'all know anything about Oklahoma, let us know. The more the better.
Hell yeah.
If you know a good strain to smoke out there when we visit, if you want to smoke with us when we visit,
just let us know.
Hit us up in the comments. Hell yeah, post-COVID. Or hold on blunt 6 feet away.
On blunt 6 feet away. Cheers.
Hell yeah. But again, we always appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yeah, we are doing ourselves a little bit different right now. Please DM us if you're interested in any flower carts. DM, email, easiest way to get to us. We're about to start running some promotions for it, so stay tuned for that.
Hell yeah, and more products coming soon. I mean, we're just trying to give you all the best shit at the best price. So
hell yeah.
Always appreciate y'all tuning in. Check out CBD Hemp Library if you found this video first. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. Comment. Share. Is there any other things?
I don't think so.